Gold! We live in a culture of want. No kidding. A lot of people apparently want gold right now, even more than since forever. Pandemic. Gold has properties that act as a natural corona droplet transmission suppressant when sewn into a mask or shoved right up the nose. But while crisis investors seem keen on minerals, a lot of other people would quite like some vitamins and protein to go with it. We expect 500 million people to still be living on less than $1.90 per day by 2030, says Our World in Data. More than half the world's children, 1.2 billion, live in countries affected by widespread poverty and conflict, says Save the Children. The COVID-19 crisis will have a disproportionate impact upon the poor. For the first time since 1998, poverty levels are set to rise as the world falls into recession, says the World Bank. Extreme poverty may be currently less than 10% of the world's population, but your more communal garden really don't have many choices or influence kind of variety, those living on less than $5.50 a day. That could soon account for some 40% of us in the next couple of years. So if the UN's #1 sustainability goal is to end poverty by 2030, is that hopey spare change worth its weight? Umar Hack suggests this current system isn't helping the average person in any real way. Financially, socially, culturally, relationally, politically, economically. So it's interesting that it feels more shocking to imagine millions of the world's poor are living in the richest nations than the fact that the largest proportion of world poor are still living, guess where? South of the Sahara. There's some foundational symbolism to globalization's poverty outputs there, given, you know, how globalization was originally funded. Here, you might need these. As Kehinde Andrews puts it, we must understand that slavery and colonialism are what Western prosperity and the current world were built upon. Today, developed nations may have moved beyond the economic acceptance of 18th century African slavery, with one or two moral crusades along the way. But many people simply feel patterns of residue, echoes of skin values in structures of the modern human planet. Poverty may be a universal language, but it's difficult to listen to each other's different experiences in our talk of wealth and opportunity. But to me, this seems a far greater value than fiscal or racial theories. When you're cycling into the wind, you're aware of every crank turn. When you're cycling with the wind, you don't even notice the wind. Probably worrying about something else. Like what's going to happen when you reach the dentist. If we want to reset our economics to something fairer, something more sustainable, something a lot more secure, will it have to join up way more elements of the story of us lot than we're used to thinking about? Ghana may be Africa's biggest exporter of gold right now, but from that same Ashanti region that first tempted European traders to the rich continent 4 centuries ago, to the favelas, forgotten seaside towns and failing suburbs all over the world. If we really do want to end poverty, we're going to have to think a lot more creatively than just throwing money at the problem. We'll have to recognise what poverty really is. It is the flip side of justice. Piecing together the different themes of crisis around us in this fearsome era can help us join the dots and begin to see that it's all one story, where art, planet and futurism thinking intersect. this is the basis of Momo's research cast, Unsee the Future. You can take a deep dive into the whole crazy curriculum to date, including episodes 18 and 19, Poverty, at unseethefuture.com.
Unsee the Future.